What is going on, you guys? It's Zen, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I got a new series for you guys that I'm starting. It's pretty much, I'm going to go back to, fights that are considered robberies, you know what I mean? Fights that were, obviously probably given to the wrong person, the wrongful winners. And I'm going to go and re-watch these fights. Watch it. I literally just watched this fight just 5 minutes ago. Watched the whole thing round by round and took notes, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on who actually won the fight. So the first fight that we're going to be discussing in this new series is Jared Gordon versus Paddy Pimblett that happened, I believe, in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And this was the UFC 282, Blachowicz versus Goliath. This was a fight that was given, obviously, to Paddy Pimblett, a unanimous decision, 29-28. And people, when I first watched the fight, I thought it was a clear robbery. They robbed Jared Gordon blind. And, this was, to me, a clear, 30-27 or 29-28 to Jared Gordon when I watched the fight, years ago. This was December 10th, 2022. And it kind of showed me, dude, Paddy is kind of like a fraud, and he pretty much got fraud checked, even though he won this fight, technically, to the judges. It was a unanimous decision. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So in round one, I'm going to give you guys the stats as well. I got the stats right here by sportsstatistics.com or sports-statistics.com. And the fight totals for round one was 30-51 for Jared Gordon. So 30-29 significant strikes. So Jared Gordon wins by one significant strike over Paddy Pimblett and was 58% on significant strikes. So they have Jared Gordon pretty much landing one more significant strike than Paddy Pimblett in this round. And I don't know if these are completely accurate or whatever, but this is on this website here. Let's go into round one. 3 left hooks were landed flush by Jared Gordon early on in this fight. It was, Paddy's defense in this fight, especially his striking defense, is terrible. He has no type of head movement. He never guards his head at all. He never just puts his hands up or anything like that. Paddy's fight style is kind of his hands are pretty low and stuff like that, kind of similar to how Conor fights in a sort of sense. It's not as clean as Conor, obviously, but he obviously leaves himself wide open for clean strikes, and 3 left hooks were landed early by Jared Gordon. Big time right hand by Gordon as well was landed. Leg kicks by Paddy, but led to a great combination by Paddy ending with the uppercut. And then great head kick by Paddy. Left hand lands flush by Gordon. And round ends with Gordon on top. Pretty much the majority of the rounds, Gordon dominated. Gordon landed the better strikes, in my honest opinion, throughout the entirety of the fight. Especially in the first round. This to me was a clear Jared Gordon round. I don't think that there's any argument, in my honest opinion, that you can give this round to Paddy whatsoever. This, to me, was the clearest round, okay? And we're getting into round two. In round two, there was a lot. Round two, to me, was the closest round out of the bunch. Because you can definitely say, and for sure not for sure, but that Paddy won this round. But let's get into what I believe, what happened. I'm literally, I watched the fight, and this is what I saw. Head kick by Paddy, soon followed by a left by Gordon. Uppercut by Paddy, then great body work by Gordon, body work by Paddy, but shots by Gordon into a clinch on the cage. So pretty much what happened is Paddy has some good body work, but then Gordon lands a big time shot to Paddy, and then they clinch on the cage with Gordon initiating the clinch. And then a takedown by Gordon leads to a choke attempt by Paddy on the ground. But then Gordon gets out of it, and then both of them ended up standing up. Overhand right by Gordon lands in the clinch, which was pretty much was kind of like a combination, but a big time overhand, I believe it was an overhand right, lands by Gordon coming out of the clinch. And then overhand right by Gordon lands in the clinch. I already said that. Great 1-2 combination by Paddy. The left hook continues to land by Gordon. Right hook by Gordon lands as well. Great combination coming out of clinch for Paddy. Eye poke by Paddy late in the round. Right hand lands by Paddy, then round ends soon after. To me, was a close round. And Gordon, when that round ended, asked if he's winning the fight. If he won, the first two rounds. One of them said that Paddy probably could have won the first round, which I believe to be ridiculous. But in my opinion, this round was the closest. Because you had moments for Jared Gordon and Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett has some great moments. This, to me, was the best round by Paddy of the entire fight. Because he had great moments, great combinations. He had a great 1-2 combination in the middle of the rounds. But Gordon, to me, still landed the most significant strikes of the entire round. His overhand right, coming out of the clinch, to me, was one of the bigger shots in the entire round. I think that he was able, the takedown, obviously the takedown didn't really mean much, in my honest opinion, just because he got the takedown, but then he was, pretty much put in a choke. Even though Paddy was unsuccessful, pretty much, Gordon had to let go, and that's how they eventually got up. But still, I think Gordon landed the better shots in this round, and I have to give round 2 to Gordon. I think Jared Gordon won this round, but if you give it to Paddy, I think that's completely fine. I don't mind if you gave round 2 to Paddy Pimblett. I think that this was definitely the closest round out of the bunch. But still, even then, I think Gordon landed the better shots, and I think he had the better moments. That's why I give him round number 2. Then round number 3, to me, was obviously the worst round. Pretty much just a whole lot of clinching by Jared Gordon. It started off with a takedown early on by Gordon. Then they clinched for a very long time with Paddy on the fence. And then knees were landed by Paddy. When he was on the fence, he landed some 2 straight knees to the head on Jared Gordon. Then Paddy gets out of the clinch, but then Gordon proceeds to clinch again with him. And then Gordon then eventually gets the takedown. The scramble leads up to Paddy getting on top, but then Gordon gets up right after that. And that was pretty much the end of the round. There was a whole lot of stuff. It was mostly just clinching on the cage by Gordon. Gordon didn't do a whole lot. He landed a few strikes on the cage, but he pretty much, Paddy couldn't get out of the clinch. Herb almost wanted to step in and stop, and pretty much because of inactivity by Gordon. But still, even then, Gordon ended up getting 2 takedowns. And Paddy, they said here, by the way, round 2. Let me go back to round 2. It says here that Gordon landed 24 of 46, and then Paddy landed 28 of 70. So they have the significant strike advantage to Paddy Pimblett, 28 of 70 to Gordon's 24 of 46. Okay? And, that's why it's kind of okay, that's a close round. Still, only 4 more by Paddy. But to me, Jared landed the better strikes in that round. That's why I gave it to Gordon. And the Paddy Pimblett and Gordon's, their shots for a round. Also, a takedown landed by Gordon in round 2. Gordon and Paddy's statistics in round 3. Gordon landed 4 of 4 of his significant strikes, and then Paddy landed 2 more significant strikes in the round of 15. He got 2 takedowns, so he was 2 of 3 on takedowns. Paddy never landed a takedown through the entirety of the fight. He just landed on top with a scramble at the end of the rounds. But to me, in my opinion, I think Gordon won all 3 rounds 30-27. But still, even then, if let's say he lost round 2, round 3, listen, it's a 29-28 to Jared Gordon. Obviously, if you guys don't know, I said in the beginning of the video, they gave all judges gave the fight to Paddy Pimblett 29-28. Paddy then proceeds to throw a shot at Ariel because they had a whole beef way back in the day. They still probably don't like each other. And Paddy said himself that he won the first 2 rounds easily, that it wasn't a close fight. People were booing Paddy. At first, there was a lot of cheers for Paddy, but then people started to boo. All the people that knew that he robbed Gordon for sure, started booing him. And in my opinion, it really wasn't a close fight, in my opinion. I think that, like I said, 30-27 by Gordon. And Paddy lost his fight. Paddy, to me, showed a lot of holes in his game and pretty much got fraud checked in this fight. His striking looked really sloppy for the most part in this fight. He had good, don't get me wrong, good moments, but The fact that he wasn't able to get out of the clinch in that third round, he was actually more gassed. I think Gordon was the fresher man. Like pretty much by the end of the fight, it seemed like Gordon was more fresher. It looked like he was more, had more stamina, had more endurance than Paddy Pimblett. I think that's the reason why Paddy lost his round, that he wasn't able to get out of the clinch because he was gassed. And that led him to losing this fight, in my honest opinion. So yes, was it a robbery? Absolutely. I will constitute this as a robbery, in my honest opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think it's robbery or not? Give me more suggestions. And I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace out.